back to the BattleFam.
Welcome back.
So today's topic is going to be how Italian and I met.
Yes.
Back in 2019.
The story of how we met, how we all got to where we are today.
Yep. So it's been almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in June since we officially met.
4 years sound like not that long, but I think 4 years is long.
I think that's long.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's long.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we were both living in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Italian was still living in Frankfurt because we both went to Kentucky State University.
Yeah.
And I had graduated 2 years prior to him. So he was still playing basketball and still in school.
Yep.
And I was living in Lexington with one of my best friends. And
Lexington is like 30, 40?
it's like I think it's like 30 minutes
Yeah, like
from
30
Frankfurt.
minutes out. So it's not too far. So yeah, a lot of people that go to Kentucky State like move to Lexington after they graduate or just to stay around just in case they got a job or internship or anything.
Yeah,
So
because
it's a bigger
Lexington's
city.
that's like where UK is.
Yeah.
So it's just a bigger place.
Right.
Anyway, so that's where me and my best friend lived, and she still went to Kentucky State events and things and games and athletics, but I just didn't really, I don't know, once I graduated, I was just like, I'm cool. But she really wanted to go to this one basketball game, which is called like the mini homecoming at Kentucky State. And that's where we play our rival Central. And it's just all the alumni come. And it's just a big, wild game. Like,
It's pretty fun. If you guys never been to like a HBCU homecoming game, you got to go. Football, basketball, it don't even matter. But you got to have that experience. It's definitely amazing. So I recommend it to anybody. So
it's so much fun.
A lot of people a lot of the alumni always come back for all the games and like support and like get hotels and do all that. So it's a big deal for HBCUs.
That was actually kind of one of my selling points. I had visited Kentucky State during mini homecoming. I was like, and I'd never seen nothing like it before. I was like,
facts.
Oh, I'm coming here.
I knew in Cincinnati, we got actually Kentucky State is actually only like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
And then Central State is like an hour. So that's two HBCUs kind of close. So I kind of already knew. I know a lot of people that went there. So, sometimes, you're young, you may sneak up there and go to a party or something like that when you're in like your senior year of high school. So I already kind of knew.
Did you do that?
Nah, I didn't, but I know people who did.
Yeah.
Like, so.
I got you. I was about to say.
Nah, I didn't.
Anyways, so back to the story though. So it was February 2019.
Yeah.
And my friend wanted to go to this game.
Right.
And I was like, okay, fine. Like, I know it'll be fun. Like, we can go. That's fine. So we end up going. It was great. Lived up to the expectations per usual.
Yeah.
But the Italian was playing really, really well.
I was hoping.
He was hooping. And that's what caught my eye. I was like, okay, number 2 is he's kind of cute and he's doing really good. Like, okay.
Yep.
And so then, and he just gloats about this part for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I searched the roster.
Yep. I think it's creepy.
And I looked him up because I had to find his name. What was I going to do? Ask around like, oh, who's number 2? Who's number 2? And so I just looked it up on Google, looked up the roster, found his name. I was like, oh, okay. And found him on Instagram and followed him. And then I didn't really think nothing of it. I was just like, okay, I'm going to follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. So the funny thing about that, y'all, is kind of, like I said, I kind of always think this is like a destiny thing that like this was meant to be. The year before, so like if you like rewind a year later, like you go back a year, I seen her at our like game. She was like,
I would work the table.
Yeah, she was like working
the
the table.
table.
Right. She was like working the table at our game, and like I broke my ankle, so I missed half the year. So she probably was doing it all like season, but I wasn't there because I had to like do a lot of rehab. I had surgery and everything, so I missed half of that. So when I came back, I kind of had seen her. Like she had like jetted across the court to like drop something off to somebody or something. And I'm like, dang, who is that? Like, And, you know, I'm asking some of my teammates. I'm like, who is that at the table? Like, she nice. Like, they like, oh nah, man, that's Tajay, bro. It's over. Like, she taking. And I'm like, well, all right, I mean, it's cool. It's whatever. I ain't about to press her. Like, all right, bet. I ain't. That's me. I don't. Hey, if you taking, you taking.
Respectful.
Yeah, I'm a respectful man. So, yeah, I let it go. So then, like I said, rewind or fast forward. Fast forward.
Yeah.
A year later, she follows me, and I'm like, yo, I remember her. This that girl. Like, cool. So I follow back. You know what I mean? Cool. I follow back like a picture. I'm just watching her, you know what I mean? And she was, you know, doing a lot of workout stuff. So she really caught my eye. And I'm like, man, she gorgeous. Like, man, I'm like, you know what? I'm cool though. I'm focusing on basketball. I ain't about to, it's whatever. So when I graduated, you know, and I ended up going to play, like I was like training to go overseas and, you know, be a professional basketball player. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, I'm ready to settle down. Of course, I'm like seeing her on Instagram, looking all good, working out. I'm like, she gonna have to tell me no. Forget it. Like, y'all, I'm gonna shoot my shot. Why not? So, look at you cheesing.
Shut up.
So, like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot my shot. So I just shot my shot at her, and I'm like, I texted her something like corny. I ain't gonna say it was corny, but I don't know. I was she was actually in Kansas City when this happened. She was like,
I was visiting family.
She was visiting her family, and she was here, and I had seen her working out. And I'm like, yo, you the GOAT, like, and then
I was like, oh, this is that one guy that was doing really good at the game, and so then at the time I wasn't really interested in anything like that. Like I was just single. I was just living. You know,
single life.
The single life, and just focus on me. And so, but, you know, entertained the conversation or whatever, I guess. And so I said, no, that's you. Because I was like, oh, yeah, he did really good at that game. So he the GOAT, for real. And so then we just...
Yeah, I mean, you was like, oh, nah, you the K-State basketball star.
Yeah.
I remember this like it was yesterday, y'all.
I'm mad we don't have a screenshot of the
I promise you, I remember like it was yesterday. And, she like, you the K-State star. And I'm like, oh, I got her. Oh, this is over. She's chalk.
Little did he know.
Right. So I'm like, oh, yeah, it's up. So, you know, I'm texting her and, you know, we just kind of, I don't want to say like hitting it off.
We were just talking or whatever.
Yeah. And
because you were like saying you wanted to get to know me better and stuff, and I was like, I just don't have time.
She didn't have time for a guy or relationship. And I told her, I said, listen, man, as a man, we like to have busy women. You know what I mean? We like to have busy women. Everybody like to have busy women. And
So then I was like, okay. Because then at that point I was like thinking that you still lived in Frankfurt.
Right.
Because I said, where do you stay?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm back in Cincinnati. And
I was like, oh.
Like, so she hit me with the, oh. Like, I seen the text message. It was like, oh.
Yeah, because I lived in Lexington.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's far.
That's far away.
I'm just,
Me, I'm like, listen, bro, I can get to you at any time. I'm an hour and a half away. Like, what's up? Like, that's nothing. For me, I'm gonna drive that. So
mind you, I was in Kansas City when this DM is going on, and he told me he lived in Cincinnati.
Right.
And I was flying back into town. I was flying into Cincinnati to go to Kentucky to go back home where I was living.
She took the airport, right?
Yeah, and so I texted him and I said, "Hey, so what are you doing at like 2 or 3 in the morning tomorrow?"
That was crazy. But listen, what happened was, I was telling her, I want to get to know you, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, okay, cool.
What are you doing at 2 or 3 in the morning tomorrow?
Right.
And I did that on purpose to kind of see what he was going to think.
And you know, I'm like, 2 or 3 in the morning? I'm like, okay, I'm like, nothing, I'm chilling, what's up?
And so I said, okay, bet. Well, I'm flying into CVG tomorrow. Yeah. Like, come pick me up and drive me home. Well, no, I said drive me halfway.
Halfway. You said halfway, my friend to come pick me up.
Yeah.
So I was like, bet, which is only like, so I mean, from like Cincinnati, from where I stay to the airport, it's like 20 minutes, and then from where she wanted me to drop her off, it was only gonna be like another 20 minutes from there. So it was only like a 45-minute drive for me, and then so I was like, all right, cool, that's light. But then, you know, I get her in the car. She was like, I didn't even know you was that tall or something.
Yeah.
Something weird. Like, I'm not that tall. I'm
Yeah.
like 6'2".
But I'm 5'7", and I don't know.
So
He
she was
just
like, oh, you
tall.
seem tall. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess.
And he was a gentleman. He got my
Yeah,
bags
got her
and he put them in the car and everything.
Let me tell y'all this sucker stuff I did. Of course, I drive her the whole way, y'all.
But mind you, though,
We was talking. We had a great conversation. Okay, I was talking.
he was but that was good though, because I'm not much of the talker.
She's not
Like
the talker.
I'm not.
In our relationship, I'm the talker. She
Yes.
doesn't talk.
Not.
I talk.
No.
So
Yes.
I was just going, blah, 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 talking about YouTube.
Yeah.
Talking about YouTube, talking about content making, and I'm like, this is 3 years ago, y'all. 3.5, 4 years ago. And we just talking, and she just listening. And you know, I'm starting to get a little winded.
But then I didn't even know that his name was Italian.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I missed that, but I guess I just thought his name was Dante.
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Yeah.
So
And
everybody call me Dante, and then here comes her.
I call him
She
Italian.
just calls me Italian.
Even
my
his parents
first
are like,
name.
why do you call him
Yeah,
that?
no one calls me Italian but her. So like that's the thing now.
That's
So
his name.
her whole family call me Italian, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
But
So
he had like this, what was it?
it was I went to a
was
NBA camp,
You was-
and it was a tag, and it had my name on it.
No,
That wasn't it?
no.
Oh.
It was the USB thing that you connected your music to by
yeah,
Bluetooth.
yeah, and it said
And like the
Italian.
little lighter thing, and
Yeah.
you would plug it in there, and it said Italian on there. And I was sitting there, I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I said Italian. I said, why does it say that?
I'm like, that's my name.
I said, what?
Not knowing that like my whole name on Instagram is my name.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how I missed it.
I guess she just didn't understand.
I don't know. I just saw
Okay.
Dante.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so he was like, you just want me to drive you the whole way? I said, yeah, sure. And so he did. And we got to Lexington. And then it was funny because my friend.
Yeah, her friend, I actually like knew because she was around the school. She actually graduated with you, didn't she?
Uh-huh.
So she graduated with her, but her boyfriend actually played on my team.
Yes.
So
But my friend, she was staying with
she was
me
staying with
at the
her when she
time.
came in town.
Yeah.
She had like stopped by in town and stayed for like a week or two with her. And you know, I pull up and I'm like, what's up? And she like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what you mean? So she on the phone with her boyfriend, which is my teammate.
Yeah.
And she like shows him like, look, they on FaceTime. He flipped it. She like flipped the camera and was like, look. And he like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, man, call me, man. So me and him chop it up, man. They was just telling me like, oh, she a good girl. Tajay's nice. Like, you got to keep her. I'm like, say less. You know what I mean? Say less. I mean,
But then, so we were like just chopping it up and stuff at my apartment.
yeah.
It's like, what time?
It's 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like 5 in the morning.
Well, it was probably a little earlier than that because you had to go to work.
Well, yeah. Well, Did you
have to
I didn't
go
have a summer job yet. I had a little summer gig that I didn't start that yet.
Okay. Well, so then it might have been 5 in the morning. Then.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning.
And we're just chopping it up and stuff.
She didn't offer me no couch.
No!
Nothing. No floor. Like, hey, I know you drove me all this way. You can stay on the couch. You can dip. She kicked me out.
I didn't kick him out.
Totally
But
kicked
I was like, I
rocks.
just met you. But then, caveat to that's like, I let you pick me up from the airport and I drove an hour with you. But
like, come on now.
I don't know. So
I feel like she should have gave me a couch, but it was okay. I was okay with it. Like I said, I was excited, and I'm like, man, I gotta come back, man. You know, I'm like, man, just stay on FaceTime with me until. And she like, all right. She ended up going to sleep on me, like 20 minutes in.
I was tired.
So, you know, that's.
And then after that, I
After
came
that.
to Lexington
Every
literally
weekend.
every single weekend
For
till September.
like 4 or 5 months. Wasn't it like 3 or 4 months?
It was like June, July, August.
August,
Yeah, it was like 4 months.
I would drive every weekend. Well, the first like month or two, she she would never let me stay or nothing, couch or nothing. So I would just
just come for
I would come for a day, go back, come for a day, go back. That was like my weekend thing. She finally we finally start to get like a little more serious.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, you can stay." So I was driving up there every weekend. Like that was my thing. Like, and then I had a little summer job, so I would leave her house early in the morning.
Yeah.
Like 2 a.m. to drive an hour to go to like this little gig that I had at like 5 a.m. And it was only a couple hours till like 8, and then I would go to sleep. So I would do that. On top of that, I'm still working out
and
training to be, to go overseas. And I'm like balancing all that, and I'm driving up there every week. I'm going back, wasting gas, y'all. It was crazy.
But we maximized all the time that we possibly could. And then like a month and a half in, because we're spending time with each other every single weekend. So a month and a half in, I have a little trip that I have to go to for.
Listen. We gonna save that for the next video. Listen, y'all, we got a storyline we gonna go with. All right, y'all. We gonna show y'all how we got to this point. But y'all gotta tune in, all right? Listen, that was the beginning. That was part 1. We got like part 3. I missed 2. Part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen, we gonna get to all this, and y'all gonna like join this journey with us, bro. Yep. We got a lot of exciting things to show y'all, but y'all gotta like subscribe, bro. I'm telling y'all, and like we gotta grow as a family. Y'all can really like.
Be a part of it. Get to know our journey, and it's gonna be fun.
We got so many things to tell you guys, bro. Yes. So like, we gonna stop this video. Okay. It's probably long, but we gonna stop it here. But like,
make sure to subscribe, comment. Y'all was commenting on our first video. We appreciate the love. Keep doing that, sharing it, all that. We got a lot of content to show y'all, man. Yes. So we gonna, like I said, we gonna close this video out today. But like I said, stay tuned, guys, and join the BattleFam. All right.